Hello and welcome back to Midcast COVID 19 Weekly India Analysis podcast. I'm Nikita Kohli, a geopolitical intelligence analyst at Midcat Advisory Services, and I'm here to discuss the numbers with you. I will be looking at the COVID 19 numbers in India as of 3rd of September as are being flashed on your screen. As always, I will be looking at the analysis at the nationwide level and then subsequently at a more micro level at the statewide analysis. Looking first at the nationwide analysis, we see that the number of confirmed COVID 19 cases in India is now reaching 4 million. With this, India continues to maintain its position as the country with the third maximum number of COVID 19 cases. The United States, with 6.2 million cases, and Brazil, with just over 4 million cases, remain ahead of India at the moment. Despite this high case count, India has just about 21% active cases. The doubling rate in India is also now decreased to about 30 days. Perfect growth rate is also decreasing and now stands to about just 14 days. Looking at these metrics, we can see that the number of cases declining and the situation is getting better. However, when we actually look at the number of cases that are coming up every single day, we see that situation is actually very different from that. In fact, the past week, that is between 27th August and 3rd of September, recorded more than 70,000 new cases every single day. The largest single day increase was on 2nd of September with almost 84,000 new cases. This was the largest day increase across the world on that day. And we can see clearly that the situation is not actually getting as good as it may seem when we look at the percentage of active caseload. Looking next to deaths caused due to COVID 19, we see that as of 3rd of September, there are about 67,500 deaths due to COVID 19 in India. This means we have a case fatality rate of 1.75%. This is amongst the lowest across the world, especially when we compare to countries with similar infection rates. Despite that, we are seeing more than 900 deaths every single day for the past week. In fact, 2nd of September once again marked the largest number of deaths as well, with over 1,000 deaths recorded that day. But generally, the number of deaths is decreasing across the world and in India with more and more practice and better equipment and understanding of the disease. When you look at the other major nationwide trends of India, we see that we have recorded close to 500,000 additional cases between 27th August and 3rd of September. This is a slight decrease from last week, but I think this is going to increase as well. The number of recoveries, on the other hand, is reaching 3 million. With this, we have about 77% recovery rate, which is very high. In fact, when you look at the average number of recoveries per week, as you can see in the diagram on the screen, that has been increasing drastically over the past few months. This is a very positive metric and shows that despite the severe increase in cases, the Indian medical system is able to deal with it in a very good manner. In fact, another metric to measure the way the Indian medical system is behaving is to look at the number of samples which have been tested. As of 3rd of September, almost more than 45 million samples have been tested for COVID 19 as per ICMR. With this high number of samples which have been tested, of course, the number of test positivity rate has gone up and now rests up at about 8.5%. In fact, 2nd of September also marked the largest number of tests done in a single day, with over 1.1 million tests done across India. And Delhi had the highest number of tests done in a particular state, with more than 28,000 tests done on the single day. With India having conducted more than a million tests for three consecutive days, on 31st August, 1st September, and 2nd September, the number of cases has been increasing. But what is important to understand is that while we are seeing a more and more cases being logged, what are the tests which are being used? Is it RT-PCR test, which is very reliable, or are we only looking at the antigen test to understand whether the antibodies have been developed? How are people being treated on the basis of whether they have been administered a PCR or the antigen test? These are the questions which we need to look at when we look ahead and go ahead in the next few months. And even, in fact, this is the reason why we're seeing the increase in cases. Despite the decrease in percentage of active caseload as a part of total caseload in India, the number of active cases actually continues to increase. And between 3rd of August and 3rd of September, we have seen an almost 40% rise. This can be seen from this main map, which is on the screen right now, where you can clearly see that the black graph or the area graph of active cases has increased and not decreased over the past few months. It is important to understand where these are happening. That is where the state analysis comes into play. The top 10 states remain the same, this time which are Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh, Delhi, West Bengal, Bihar, Telangana, and Assam, which now contribute to almost 80% of COVID cases in India. Top 5 states by high number of fatalities remain the same as well as previous weeks, which is Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Delhi, Andhra Pradesh, which contribute to 70% of all case fatalities due to COVID-19. But when we look at where the cases are happening and how are they actually behaving, we see that Maharashtra has reported its single largest increase of COVID-19 cases on 2nd of September, with almost 17,000 cases recorded that day. Of these, almost 2,400 were from Pune, while 1,600 were from Mumbai. The state subsequently has about 21% of all COVID cases in India and 25% of active caseload in the country. Maharashtra has also seen a 37% increase in active caseload between the month of 3rd of August and 3rd of September, and that is a worrying cause that we need to look at a bit deeper. Andhra Pradesh is now becoming the state with the second largest case load in India and contributes to almost 12% of all cases in the country. This has risen sharply from July, when Andhra Pradesh was mentioned among the top 5 states for the first time on 23rd of July. So now we're seeing an increase in cases, especially in active case load, and it presently has over 22% active caseload in the state. Karnataka continues its steady decline as in managing the COVID-19 situation and saw single largest increase on 2nd of September with almost 10,000 cases recorded that day. Almost a fourth of it was recorded from Bengaluru alone, that is almost 3,500 cases. It also has a very high active case load with 26% active cases amongst total cases and contributes to 9% of all cases in India and 12% of all active cases in the country. The capital, Delhi, has now seen an upward trend of the pandemic after seeing a downward trend for quite some time. The capital recorded more than 2,500 additional cases on 2nd of September and 19 deaths, along with the largest number of tests done in the country on that day. So we're seeing very good numbers of tests, but at the same time very high number of cases as well, and an increasing in number of deaths. The least recovery rate has also been dropped now below 90%, which it had been for quite some while, and is now back to the 80s at 88.3%. Despite that, this active caseload remains quite low at just about 9%. But it is these areas such as Delhi, Maharashtra, particularly Mumbai and Pune, which will see further increase in case as we go along. In the month of September will be quite crucial as Unlock 4 unleashes upon us with more and more restrictions being removed and the metro services restarting. It is at this time that we need to take increased number of precautions such as wearing face masks at all points of time and maintaining social distancing every point of time. Until next week, take care and goodbye.